Easter home education plans. And this is a collaboration with Lyndsay from Love Them Well. And you can find her channel on YouTube, and I will link it in the description as well. There's a lot of other home educators and homeschoolers involved in this collaboration, so please do check out all the videos, because these women are amazing women and they have some fantastic ideas, and it will just really give you so much inspiration. So a huge thank you to Lyndsay for hosting this collaboration and for letting us get involved. And Easter is a great opportunity for some fun STEM science. And if you follow my vlog, you will clearly see that I am obsessed with science and science experiments. We do them quite a lot. So it's a great time of year for getting out and exploring nature and doing lots of baking together as well. As many of you know, I'm actually pagan, and we recently had the spring equinox, and that was on the 20th of March. And as the children are young, the Easter Bunny still visits us. So we're all very excited and looking forward to him coming again this year. And because of where the spring equinox falls and where Easter falls, sometimes they're closer together, sometimes they're further apart. So every couple of days I would tend to throw in an activity that's Easter or spring equinox related, because there's a lot of crossover in the symbology as well, so it works quite well. And one of my favourite STEM activities is the egg drop. And I will actually link in a quick video. You may be able to see it here. I don't know where I'll be putting it yet. But I will link it in so you can see an idea of some of the activities that I've actually planned for the next few weeks. And yes, eggs are expensive this year. I know. I apologise. But it's in the name of science. And this year on the egg drop, I'm actually thinking of making them work as a team. Getting some collaboration going between the children too. And that will also cut down on the amount of eggs that we need as well, which is a bonus really. So the worksheets that you're seeing in this video, I've actually printed out from Twinkle, and it allows them to plan out their ideas in advance. So I'll likely just fill the tough tray with the basics and then let them explore the house for anything else that they think will be suitable. So when we're onto the egg drop, it'll be they can resource anything and use any materials that they want to protect their egg. And obviously we're also going to discuss the anatomy of the egg, such as the albumin, the membrane, and so on. And in the kitchen, the children will be making their own treats from chocolate nest and potentially even some gifts for friends. And as you can see here, these are the collection of worksheets, and you can download these yourself from Twinkle. Some of them are free resources and some are resources that you actually have to pay for. And I always incorporate spring activity books, such as this giant one here, easy. And I'll just leave this outline around. And Nimue loves this. When she's sat there and she's not knowing what to do with herself, or even when she's just watching her pad or something like that, she will sit there and she will fill in these worksheets in here. And some of them are just normal colouring in pictures. On other ones, with dotted dots here somewhere. Let's see if I can find something like that. That's all about symmetry. There's things like that, crosswords. That's one that Anthony did last year, that crossword. So do still get this out year by year, because if they don't complete it, there's no point in getting rid of it when I can just reuse it the next year. So that's what I do. And Anthony had only done like one sheet out of this when he was younger, so I've just kept it and kept it to one side for Nimue. And there's dotted dots here, as you can see, Easter Bunny dotted dots. Let's see what else we have in here. This one's nice. Easter is about new life. Keep it green, and that's a nice little fairy one. Mazes, and then this one where she can write her own Easter stories. More mazes, some maths, more dotted dots. As you can see, as you go through the book, they get slightly more advanced. So just leave that out, and then we can pick whatever pages she likes from there. And we're also going to be making some memories this week, and this is also part of our £2 tuition hub, but we did actually get these kits for Christmas as gifts. So it's quite ideal really how it's fallen, because I was planning on doing it this time of year anyway, but it's also been included in the workshops that they do online with the £2 tuition home. So I'll quickly show you our wormeries. And these are the kits that we got, and they got one each. So we're going to be building these this week. And this is a wonderful book that I'm going to be getting out for them and going through with them when we're doing our wormeries. And this is Diary of a Worm, and it's by Doreen Cronin. And it's a beautiful book. I'll just quickly show you inside of it. I mean, it's probably all going to be backwards to you, isn't it? So worms cannot walk upside down. April the 4th, fishing season started today, so we all dug deeper for bait. It rained all night and the ground was soaked. We spent the entire day on the pavement. Hopscotch is a very dangerous game. And it literally has a different entry for each day with a different worm-based fact. But they do enjoy this book. And then there's also Wiggling Worms at Work, and that is by Wendy Pfeffer. And I've probably pronounced that wrong, to be honest. I do apologise. But I doubt she's going to see this. And this is another lovely book that I absolutely adore this one. And I think the illustrations are nice in it too. See if I can get you a close up of some of the illustrations. So that's another good book that I always get out this time of year. And this Little Explorers Book on Bugs is one of Nimway's favourites. And I've actually had this for quite a while now. I can't even remember when we got this book. But if you look over here, it's a lift the flap book. And the illustrations again are lovely in this one. Nimway does enjoy this one a lot. And when I was actually going through the pile, she stole this book. So I'm quite impressed that I was able to claim it back for this vlog. That's how much she likes this one. And obviously with Anthony, I'll be digging deeper into the anatomy of the worm and the microbiome of the soil as well. And we are going to be taking soil samples. And I have this book by DK, and this is actually a really old DK book, to be honest with you. We've had this for quite some time now. So if I quickly get to the relevant page, I'll show you what I mean. This is it, page 120. I even wrote it down, you know, and I forgot that I'd written it down to remind myself of what the page number was. But yeah, page 120, and it's all about life in the soil, and we'll be testing the acidity or alkalinity of the soil, and we'll be using various different methods to do that, because there's the 12-gram funnel experiment, and then on the next page there's also the Beerman funnel experiment. So we're going to be having a different play like that and looking at soil structures, and that's all going to be with Anthony. And then it's also got this page on wormeries too, with far more detail in it than I'll go into with Nim at her age. So that's another great book that I like this time of year. And each wormery kit also comes with its own little booklet as well, which is really informative and brightly coloured for both children too. And obviously this time of year you can't forget nature anatomy. And this is just such a beautiful book, and it's by Julia Rothman. And the illustrations in it are absolutely beautiful. I can't recommend this book enough. But there's absolutely tons in here. And again, she does have images on the life cycles of worms as well, and worm anatomy, and that's in here too. Oh, I just went past the page. Where is it? There we go. As you can see, there's some lovely worm anatomy up there. So this will tie in nicely, but it'll also tie in with the rest of our studies over spring as well. And I love that book. I nearly got absorbed in the thing and nearly lost me. You're nearly watching me sat here just flicking through myself for inspiration. And this is another book that I'm going to be strewing, and this is Food Chains and Webs. And this one is a Bobby Calman book. And it's all about different animals and their food chains. And I just think spring's a wonderful time of year to include stuff about animals and food chains and the life cycle. So this is another book that I'm going to be strewing for the next couple of weeks. They'll go in the basket. So this is going to naturally lead into nutrition and the gut microbiome as well. So that's going to follow towards the end of April once we've had Easter. So one question I get asked a lot is, do we do religious studies with me being pagan? And the answer to that isn't as black or white or cut as and dry as we would like it to be. But yes, I do. I prefer to include information on all religions and all cultural practices on a global scale. So for example, this time of year, we've obviously looked at the spring equinox, and we're obviously going to be celebrating Easter to a degree. But we have also looked at other various festivals that occur around this time of year. And there's also loads of Japanese celebrations that carry on throughout spring. But one of the ones that I'm going to be looking at with Nimue, because she's absolutely obsessed with dolls, is the Jindei Daruma Doll Fair. And I probably pronounced that wrong, so I apologise if I've offended any Japanese people. It wasn't intentional. Nimue loves dolls. The creepier, the better. Honestly, after dolls in the bedroom, I swear their eyes follow me around. But she loves the history behind dolls and the facts behind them, where they came from, especially like little unique stories as well. So she's going to absolutely love the fact that there's a spring-related doll festival in Japan. And obviously you have the Spring Festival of Holi, the Festival of Colours. And that's one that we absolutely love, but that was earlier in the year as well, like Chinese New Year as well. They were a bit earlier in February, but they're still spring-related festivals to a degree, because they're still all about new beginnings. And Holi was actually on the 8th of March this year. And I don't even deliver any of the pagan festivals when I'm teaching about them as fact, because I want them to be open-minded and I want them to make their own decisions for themselves as to what feels right for them. So I even deliver those topics from a generic, this is what pagans believe point of view, not this is what we believe. And that I have no problems with people doing that themselves with their own families, that's wonderful. But being pagan, you tend to get more of a backlash if you include your children in your practices. So that's the way I go about it to get around that. Kind of like a loophole, I guess. Because I still teach them about them. They're still raised celebrating them, but it's not forced upon them. They can make their own decisions at the same time. And I find that helps to foster a stronger understanding and an open mind when it comes to global beliefs and practices too. Around mid-April, we're actually going to be doing the Willow Tree story, and this is one I'm really, really excited about. I loved the Willow Tree story when I was younger. I don't even know why. I don't know what about it that stuck in my mind so much, but I absolutely loved it. So for that, we're going to be decorating paper plates, obviously. We'll be designing their own. And I'm toying with the idea of letting them decorate real plates with it as well. But we'll see how we go. We'll see how that evolves. I don't like to set anything in stone too much. I don't like to get too rigid. So we'll go with the flow and we'll see whether they want to do something more permanent or something temporary on a paper plate. And obviously Willow is also part of the Celtic zodiac tree, and the time period for Willow falls between the 15th of April and the 12th of May. So again, that's the time period that I'm going to be introducing the Willow Tree story. And I have this beautiful book. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love the imagery in this. I'll show you it now. But it's called The Willow Pattern Story, and it's by Alan Drummond. This one. So, I'll move out the way. Just look at how beautiful the illustrations are in this book. I love it. I love it. I'm really excited for this, to be honest. See here. Absolutely gorgeous book. And it tells the story behind it. About how it's very similar to the Romeo and Juliet story in a way, like that whole cross lovers kind of storyline. But I'm in it mainly for the pattern because it's beautiful. I am determined to get a full set one day. I will have a full set of the Willow Tree story china one day. I'm determined. Like I scour charity shops all the time looking for them. And I can also tie a little tiny bit of history in with that too. When mass production of the willow tree pattern took off, Liverpool in 1756 actually devised the process of transferring patterns onto ceramics in an easy, accessible way. So they were able to just print it on, and that enabled further mass production. And that worked with really complicated and intricate designs such as the willow pattern to be churned out quickly and cheaply. It's sadly not as popular these days, but everything comes around in cycles, doesn't it? So it will be one day again, I'm sure. And I'm also after the Charles Dowding No Dig book for children too, because that looks brilliant. So that's going to be on my shopping list for April as well. So I'll probably be showing that off then really excitedly. And other than that, our plans are to just have our hands in soil as much as possible, because we also grow our own food and our own medicinal herbs. So the plan is to get outside as much as possible and soak up all that vitamin D. Nim also wants to add to our fairy garden, which is out the front. The flowers haven't quite sprung yet though, but we have planted them all out there. And she's got these little statues and spikes that she wants to stick in and make it look all pretty. So that's another plan that we've got this month. Some storybooks that Nimue likes this time of year are the Peter Rabbit books. And she actually brought these down herself when I said I was doing a vlog on Easter. She went and got me these books and she was like, well, you've got to show off all these nature books that I've got here. So here we go, Nim. I'm showing them off for you. And I also enjoy the Exploring Nature with Children curriculum, but I don't adhere to it too much. I'm quite flexible with it because I like to dip in and out, and I like to go with the flow as well. And obviously having a child with PDA that I've got to consider too. Anything too set in stone and rigid, he may push back against. So I like there to be a little bit of flexibility there, so he feels like he's got control of some of the reins really. And when he has that sense of control, it does help him focus more and apply himself more. Humour is the biggest thing you can ever have in your toolkit when you have a PDA child. Laughing and joking can just pull them straight out of that moment and start you relating to each other again. And that's when you can then start to talk to them and explain things to them, because up until that point, any pushback is just going to make it worse. So there's going to be lots of nature-based scavenger hunts this month. The camps are also starting up in April, so we're looking forward to that again, because we absolutely love our camps, and we go to these big pagan camps and festivals where we all get together with our friends. We've been doing it for I was going when I was a teenager, and I now take my children, and my eldest two pretty much grew up at camps. So that's going to be really nice, getting back there and seeing everyone in our community again face to face. It's lovely. Don't get me wrong, I am quite introverted these days. I do prefer like just snuggling up and being cozy of an evening to going out. But when you're in camp, it's a second home. It's a home from home. So it's quite nice really. And I have the comfort of a caravan, which is all adapted. And it was adapted when I got it because the previous owner was also disabled. We are going to be doing an Easter egg hunt too. And I like to include educational clues and stuff in them. So I do it with a bit of a difference. It's not just fun. I get some education in there as well, and you can check out our previous year vlogs for examples of that, as well as the one that I will be posting later in the month to show you as well. And hopefully this will be with friends and family, and I might do an egg and spoon race too. We'll see how we go on the eggs, because we're going to be pretty heavy on the eggs this month, because obviously we've got our so we have our egg babies that we've got to look after for 3 days, as well as our egg drop to do. So I don't really want to do too much that's egg based. But we'll see how we go and see how we get on. And I also have my uni exams that are starting in April, and my nerves are a little bit short. It's only natural though, isn't it? So I'm trying to motivate myself as much as possible to spend my evenings revising. So yeah, that's why I planned out so much in advance this month, because normally I would just ad hoc it and just go with the flow. But because I'm going to have to get some revision done for my exams, I wanted to have certain activities that I could incorporate for sure when I needed to. And I absolutely love spring. I don't think I truly appreciated it when I was a child. I was more for summer and autumn because of the colours, summer for the heat and the weather. But now I absolutely love spring. And I think I've developed a bigger connection with spring since I've been growing my own food as well. I don't think you can help that. If you're growing your own food, you become very involved in the life cycle. Whether that was your intention or not, you're naturally drawn into that life cycle and following the patterns of nature. So you naturally have that connection to the earth. I think it develops and becomes stronger as a result. I just find spring such a transformational season. A season of regrowth, rebirth, renewal, productivity, getting out there and taking on the world by storm. It's a brilliant, brilliant time of year. And I will be doing short and mini vlogs of what we're getting up to experiment-wise as well over the next couple of weeks too. And at the end of this, there will be some clips of our egg baby activity for you to have a look at as well. And the children are considering making a dragon egg salad. So this is where we dye eggs as well. And you can dye them various colours using natural food related dyes. So turmeric for yellow, for example. So we're going to be doing that, and then we're going to chop it all up and have a multicoloured dragon egg salad at some point too that the children are going to make themselves. So that should be interesting. And towards the end of April, we also have a homemade meetup at a local farm where we're all going in to see the animals, get pretty hands-on there, have some learning experiences together. So we're looking forward to that too, and that's when I'll start bringing in all the farm animal information as well. Because I don't want to overload them too much, so I do like to pace out our spring activities, as well as incorporating all our core subjects along the way. My eldest daughter's actually away. She lives in student accommodation, so she'll be coming home for Easter as well, so that'll be lovely. It's always nice when she comes home. It's good to see her again, and having all four of them together at once, I do really appreciate that when it happens. And obviously Easter is a time period that is wonderful for crafting, so you'll be seeing lots of crafts coming up, lots of different activities, and I will be sharing them with you along the way. And the Easter baby projects one, I know they're just going to love as well. You can get really creative with that and let their imagination run wild. So I can't wait to see what they come up with for that one. And again, I'll keep you posted. But I will include that one in this vlog so you can see it today. So it could get very interesting because the aim is to not crack your egg, but you've got to take it everywhere with you. So I'm going to have to be babysitting these eggs for them at certain things because I don't think it'd survive cheerleading or football. I may not survive swimming either. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on these poor eggs and have some baby duties there myself. The things we do in the name of an educational experience. I'm going to be babysitting 2 eggs. Oh dear me. If you've done the egg baby activity before, please do share your images with us. And we do actually have a Facebook group that you can share them in. But I can't wait to see what you guys have been up to, because I just think it's such a creative, amazing activity. Don't forget to let us know in the comments what you're getting up to this spring and Easter as well, because it'd be wonderful to see everything from other people's perspectives too. And, you know, we can all generate ideas together. That's what this community is all about, sharing ideas, supporting one another, getting to know one another, and just generally being a community. So let me know down below what you guys are getting up to this season. So this is our first Easter project. And this is one we're actually doing with other home educators in our local area. So quite a few of us have done this. And these ones here in the middle are actually ones that they've created and shared in the WhatsApp group. I mean, how amazing are these? They're brilliant. They were all shared in the WhatsApp group. And I just thought it was a brilliant project that I know Nimwe's going to love. Anthony may decide to do it or not. We shall see. It probably depends on how I deliver the project, so wish me luck. So I'll quickly run through what we've got in this project. It's called the Egg Baby Project. So the aim of the project is a very exciting opportunity to imagine. Make and create your very own baby egg, and you must care for your egg for a full 3 days and nights. You've got to take it everywhere with you, even to the toilet. So you've got to imagine that this egg is a real baby. And the idea is to get through the 3 days without breaking your egg. So you've got to talk to it, you've got to play with it, you've got to make sure it's safe, but you can't let it crack. So I suppose it's like a younger variation on what they do over in America, where they have those babies that cry and stuff like that, and they've got to look after them for a set period. So these are the instructions. So you design and sketch your egg on the template provided. Label your egg and don't forget to give it a name. Design and sketch a secure and safe bed for your egg as well. So you've got to gather all your materials, get ready for the bring your egg baby. And like, you boil your egg first, because obviously that makes it a bit more sturdy. And once cool, you decorate your egg, and you can even make a hat or a nappy for egg baby. So you can make costumes for it as well, as you saw on the other pictures before. And then obviously they've got little things they can record their journey on. So we have an evaluation sheet here for afterwards, so we can look and review how the project went. This is the design your egg baby sheet. So they designed their character on there, what they're going to turn their egg baby into. And then this is the bed one. So they can design their bed on there as well. And now I do have an idea for a bed. And I was thinking of this Easter basket weaving, because I thought it was something Nim would enjoy. So this is just here as a suggestion more than anything else. But I am going to encourage them to come up with their own ideas. We've got our eggs here. And I will boil them in a minute while they're making their designs up in their heads. They can be boiling. And then in here, this was my eldest, and she's given it to the children recently. So we've got some lovely Eastery colours in here. Floral tapes. Lots of things that we can actually use along the way, I'm sure. As well as all our other craft materials. But I know Nim will enjoy being able to use a big sister's stuff. You know what I like. She idolises a big sister. That's only since the big sister's gone up north. She lives in student accommodation up there term time. So she now misses her. She now thinks the sun shines out of her. Tyler can do no wrong in Nimway's eyes. Which is sweet in itself, isn't it? You know what sisters are like. So it's adorable that they still have that close bond, despite the distance. So, we're going to crack on with this, and I will probably show you a few little clips of what we get up to along the way. Maybe easier for you to start this side and go backwards. There you go. Is that easier?
Yeah.
It's because you're left-handed. Oh, that's a lovely blue for the hair, isn't it? Lovely blue hair.
I'm trying to make it look like Lily's hair.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant.
Like a Lily's hair.
Well done.
So, as you can see, this is my egg baby. If you want a closer look at the hair.
Go on, spin. Way, brilliant.
There's a little more pieces I still...
That's fine, that looks awesome.
But I am going to do a couple more codes soon. And if you see the face, I did little arms and little legs.
You've done brilliant.
And do you like the eyes? Sorry.
Your eyes are awesome.
I had
Nice.
an egg baby, guys. Do you like the bed?
The bed's lovely, isn't it?
And this is what it looks like in the bed.
There we go. Nice and protected, I see.
It's kind of wobbly and sorry guys, we will have to do a scene 2 because I can't show you my bedroom. It's a lot messy. It's really messy. Bye!
Look at this awesome, man. It is awesome. I'm well chuffed with that, thank you, boss.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out the other vlogs in the playlist because their mums are amazing and they've got some fantastic ideas that you can just delve into as well. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe.